Hey, good evening. It's January 7th, Sunday. Buzz's Retirement Garage, back in the garage again, here in Cleveland. 15 weeks going on 16 weeks of retirement starting Monday. And you know, Sundays for retirees are interesting days because these are the days that we sit back and we go, boy, it sucks to be you that you have to go to work on Monday. Now, hey, a lot of us did our 30, 40 years, including me, so we can sit back here and say that once in a while, not in a derogatory way, but in a way of, just a sense of relief that we don't have to go to work on Monday. Anyway, enough of that. Hey, I did a little video on hobbies, and we talked about, the obvious hobbies of, gardening, walking, um, just doing outdoor activities, indoor activities, working on your house, doing different things to keep yourself busy. I got a lot of comments about people that work on cars. Um, that's what they do and they like to do. And that's a great hobby as well. The reason I bring that up is because, like my hobby video, the last one I did, there are people who I think don't want to retire because they're afraid that they'll be bored. And that could be true for some people, but I think in most cases, um, you're being a little bit too careful, and you should just go for it. Um, there's so many hobbies out there that are, and I illustrated last video, that are fairly inexpensive. We talked about musical instruments. You can get secondhand instruments in so many different places, and try to do play some music. Use your brain to learn how to play music. Learn to read the music and all that. Metal detecting, which is a physical hobby, you can get an entry level detector for $300, brand new. You can find stuff on eBay or different places, marketplace for $300-400 that are great machines. The machine that I got was $600, and that's a mid-level detector. A lot of detectors can go $1,200-1,300, and for me, I don't need that. But one of the things, in the title of this video is going to be, what about nighttime hobbies? Are there any nighttime hobbies? Okay, we talked about all the daytime hobbies, and sure, you can play your instruments at night, right? But I do have a hobby that I never really discussed until now, and it's a nighttime hobby. And you probably have seen in my Buzz's Retirement Garage, where I like to do my BS in here, you've probably seen this plastic bag covered over something. Nobody's asked me what's there, which is nice, not that you're not nosy, but today I reveal what's in there. Now, probably, I'm going to guess 60% of you have already figured out what's in the bag, what's under the bag. You have a guess? I'm going to wait. Okay. Probably most of you've got it correct. So my nighttime hobby is the telescope, right? Yes, I keep it in the garage. It's okay to do that. As a matter of fact, they recommend, especially in a climate like Ohio, you've got a warm house, 70, 71, 72 degree house. You bring it out into 10 degrees, 15, 20 degrees, you're going to get condensation pretty quickly. And your scope has to basically sit in the elements, not in the rain element, of course, but in the cold element. It has to sit and acclimate to the atmosphere, whatever you want to call it. By leaving it in the garage, you can just take it out and start to gaze at the stars. I bought this probably about 8 years ago, and it's an Apertura. I don't know if you can see it real well, but it's an Apertura 8-inch Dobsonian telescope. And they are somewhere in the neighborhood of, I think High Point Scientific is just one of many places you can buy these. I think I purchased it for around $600, and it comes with, it came with two, you're not allowed to call them lenses. I get corrected all the time. It came with two eyepieces. And it comes with, you know, the top here, a cover for the tube here. It comes, like I said, with a couple different eyepieces. I'm not going to get into the whole astronomy side of this because that's not what my videos do. If you want to see some videos on space and the moon and Mars and astrophotography and just gazing out at the stars, there are plenty of people out there who are experts and really good at what they do. I just want to show you a nighttime hobby that you can do once you have that initial investment. And yeah, you might want to buy a couple upgraded eyepieces like I did, but you could get 2 or 3 eyepieces and that'll cover the range of what you want to look for. And if you want to get more involved in it, do it. Astrophotography, those are the things that you click on the internet and you see these, you know, like the Hubble spacecraft, and you know, where they're beaming back pictures of these nebulas and these crazy looking colorful things. That's astrophotography. And with the naked eye, you're not going to see those grand views. But what the naked eye will give you through an eyepiece is, you know, you get to see some nebulas. You get to see the planets, of course, and that's the fun part for me, was getting to see the planets. When you first see Saturn, and I hear this a lot, and it's true. When you first see Saturn through a telescope and you see the rings of Saturn, that's something you're not going to forget, because that is a cool sight. Yeah, it's small. You know, it's not this great big, like you see on the internet, this great big thing with all the rings. But when you're looking through an eyepiece in your backyard, and the first time in your life you see the rings of Saturn, to me, that's just amazing. Or the moons of Jupiter. I mean, you take the scope and you put it on Jupiter, and all of a sudden, here's 2 moons over here, 2 moons over here, all lined up. That's cool. There's other things that I've seen. Of course, you get to see, what is it, Starlink now? That thing keeps coming by all the time. Passes through as I'm watching. The drawback to this is it doesn't have a certain kind of mount where, let's say you're watching or you're looking at a planet. That planet will start to move. Some scopes will keep up with that movement. This scope is just basic manual scope that doesn't keep up with it, so you have to kind of rearrange where you're sitting. It's on a rotating swivel here, like a Lazy Susan. So you can move it, you can angle it. Very simple piece of equipment, and not bad either. It does a great job. The eyepieces that I use, so it's hard for you to see it over here, but this is probably my favorite eyepiece, and it is a Meade 21 millimeter 100 degree view. So a lot of eyepieces, without boring you with all this stuff, but a lot of eyepieces are either in the 68, some are 50 degrees, which just narrows your view. But when you get 100 degree, and 82 is good as well, but when you get 100 degree, and you're looking, it's just like this big, you're looking at all of space. You're seeing all the stars that you can see in a 100 degree field. To me, I like that a lot, and it's a 21 millimeter, which means it's kind of an average. Probably the 30 to 35 down to, for this scope, probably a 5 or 6 millimeter. So the higher the number, the less magnification you have. Okay, so the lower the number, the higher magnification. So like for this one, it's also a Mead. And these are mid-level eyepieces. There's some eyepieces that can cost you easily $600 a piece, right? Um, some really great Teleview eyepieces out there, state of the art. But for me and my hobby, remember, 600 for the scope. Why would I pay 600 for an eyepiece? There's a trade-off. So this one I do like is a Mead 5.5 ultra wide angle, and it is a 82 degree, not the 100, but it's an 82. And of course 5.5 means what? That means it's got greater magnification. And so what do I use this for? For this, I'll use it for the moon. I'll use it for Mars. I'll use it for Saturn. Yeah, you'll have to move the scope as you're watching. But I love these two eyepieces. The 21 millimeter is probably my go-to. And I just scan the skies, and I'll tell you what, if you're sitting outside, you know, in the spring or summer, and you're just gazing at the stars, it's quiet. You know, I think as you get older in life, you like that quiet time. I should say, you respect and enjoy quiet time a little bit more than you're during your daily hustle and bustle of life. Yeah, you get to sit down for a minute, but once you're retired, you really get to sit down and take the time, breathe it all in, and you know, it's for me as a nighttime hobby, it's something I really enjoy. So again, this is somewhere around 600 bucks. Astrophotography is the next step up. And I was just looking recently, you know, you need a laptop more than likely to download your images. And so you're talking about a laptop, which I don't have. As a matter of fact, I have a desktop computer that's 10 years old that I've got to look at upgrading here. We don't use it a lot for too many things. So it doesn't get the usage but 10 years old, yeah, it's going to die eventually. I got to get that fixed, or replaced, I should say. So once you have a computer, then you're going to need some software, and you're going to need some a camera, and you're going to need a tripod that's going to a mount that's going to move, because you don't want to be pushing your scope around. And you could probably get away with some hand-me-down stuff, used stuff I should say, for around $2,000. Probably most of the people I've watched on YouTube, they're into the $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 in equipment. For me, I'm not going to do that. Not right now, anyway. I'm just not into it that much, but that could change as I now have more time. Remember, I'm only 4 months into this retirement, and it's the middle of winter, cloudy every day in Cleveland, so I'm really not involved heavily in the telescope watching as I would be in the summer. So let's see, maybe I'll change my attitude and get into more astrophotography, but we'll see. But anyway, just wanted to do this quick video to show you this this nighttime scope, and just tell you that there's another opportunity for when you're retired, that another hobby that you can partake in, that can take some time to learn and get some star maps. There's a lot of apps on the phone. You can get star maps, and they'll show you, where the constellations are. They'll show you where the they call them like M42. You can see where everything's at on these apps, and that's handy to have as well. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that as a nighttime hobby. Let me know if you're into astronomy. Let me know if you're into telescopes, and let me know what kinds you have if you're into it. And let me know, and next time we'll talk about another hobby that I think would be interesting as well. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you for all the comments that I've received over my past videos. And remember, be thankful for what you have. Buzz's Retirement Garage signing off.